Hi guys, welcome back to Black Magic Beauty. My name is Trish. Today I'm going to be going over my October empties and low buy update. I apologize if I still sound horrendous because I've been sick for like a week and it's just not going away. This is going to be a long one because I have a lot of empties, which is good, but I also royally screwed up again. I don't know what happened. I like blacked out or something. Shopping can be an addiction. And it's something that sometimes I need to remind myself about because every time I do something like this, I feel horribly guilty afterwards and I just cannot understand why I did it. And then I have to remember that like it activates the same centers in your brain as like drugs and alcohol do. And it really affects your life kind of the same way too. Because every time that I purchase something like, say, a scented lotion that I didn't actually need because I already have 6 scented lotions, that's money that I am taking away from another important area of my life. So it is a problem. And I recognize that, which is part of the reason I have this channel, is so I can talk about my struggles as well as my triumphs with you guys, because I know there's a lot of people out there who deal with the same thing as me. But I just wanted to put that out there because I definitely messed up this month. I'm sure there's a lot of factors onto why I allowed myself to cave in. Part of it is just mental health issues. I have an addiction to shopping. It's something that I have put a lot of work into healing, but shopping is also one of those things that you can't completely get away from. It's like in your face all the time with marketing. And as somebody who has a lot of very complex trauma and mental health issues, it's hard to keep going and trying so hard to be good all the time about making sure you're not giving in to these urges, especially as someone with ADD. I have ADD. I was diagnosed with ADD as a kid. I did not know that for the longest time. I only recently found out. And as soon as I found out, it was like everything just fell into place because it's something that I've been struggling with literally my entire life. It has impacted every area of my life, from my work to my relationships to even being able to just like function at home and like get stuff done that needs to get done, because my mind is just constantly so scattered that being able to focus on like one thing, even if that one thing is like I have to do the dishes. It's like, I'll have to do the dishes, but I also have to do laundry, and I also have to shower, and I also have to brush my teeth, and oh yeah, my kid needs clothes, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like all of that, all of the time. And I know that's kind of like normal for being a mom, but I think when you have ADD, it like is just multiplied by so many times. And when you have an addiction on top of that, it's like your impulse control, trying to keep that in check, especially unmedicated, is so hard because you'll get these urges and they're so strong, and then you literally forget because you have so many things going on at once. You literally forget why you're not giving into those urges. So like it takes a lot of work to be able to get this shit right. And I don't know if it's something that I'll ever be able to completely get right, but day by day and month by month, and especially with doing these updates, I'm doing my best to like really rein it in, because it, like I said, it is a problem. That being said, let's just get into it. So I'm gonna start with my empties because my points are all over the place right now. I'm gonna start with body care. So last month my body care was already in the negative. I had negative 43 points in my body care, and I was planning on transferring everything from like makeup and skincare into my body care as well. I have a few empties for body care this month that kind of brought that balance up a little bit. So I did finish my Ulta Beauty Key Lime Bubble Bath. This was a big jumbo container. I had this for a while. So that was 2 points. I also finished my coconut Epsom salt soak that I got at Marshall's. That was another 2 points. I finished another one of my clarifying scrubs. The first one took me absolutely forever to get through, or even to get to. And then once I started using it, then it actually didn't take that long to get through, but it felt like I was working on it forever because it was sitting in my shower for like months before I actually started using it. This is a face scrub, but because it came in a professional size container, I've been using it as a body scrub. So this is actually the second one of that I finished this year. I also finished this bag of vanilla bath bombs. I am only counting this as 2 points because I only charged myself 4 points for the bag. I'm not counting the individual bath bombs inside of it, just the bag itself. So that's another 2 points. And then I also finished these little samples of Recovery CBD serum. This is like a muscle serum. These jars are tiny, but I actually got quite a few uses out of these. Even still, I only gave myself like a half a point for each one that I used. So 2 of these, I ended up with 1 full point. So that is 9 points total, because that was 1, 2, 3, 4 full-size items, which was 8 points, plus these 2.5, which equals 1 point. So that's 9 points into my Bath & Body. So that would have brought me down from negative 43 points to negative 34 points in my body care. Skincare, I had a lot as well. So last month, I had 20.3 points at the end of the month. And I finished up my multivitamin Power Recovery Mask. This one took me a really long time to get through, but it's meant to be used on clients. The retail size, I think, is like 1.7, and this is a 6 ounce. So this took a long time, but I finally finished that. So that was 2 points. I finished up one of my Ulta Beauty cold therapy masks that have been sitting in my freezer that I keep forgetting about. I actually really liked this. It was really nice. I think I have another one still in the freezer, so I'm looking forward to using that, but that's another 2 points for me. I used up my Black Tea Fresh Eye Cream, so that's another 2 points. And I finally finished up, and this is a spoiler from Pan That Palette, but I finally finished up my CB lip balm. My CB lip balm, which was a couple of products mixed together, but I gave myself points for this update for both the lip mask that was in here, because this was the last of the lip mask, as well as the lip gloss that was in here, which I'll show you later. So that was another 2 points. I finished up another 2 of my hydrating moisturizers, so that's another 2 points. This was only half a point because this was a sample, but this was just an azelaic acid serum, so I gave myself half a point for that. I have a First Aid Beauty and a Sulwhasoo serum that I finished up, so 1 point each for those. And I actually finished up 7 of my Babor ampules. I finally brought the packaging that had all the ampules in it down to my bathroom because I kept forgetting they existed. And I started using them as a treatment like twice a week for like the full month of October. So I used up 7 of these. So that's another 0.7 points because each of these was just 0.1 points. So in total, I actually added another 13.2 points back into skin. And since I was at 20.3 points last month, I now have 33.5 points in my skincare bank. Moving on to makeup, I had a few empties in that as well. So I finished up my Good Ample Balm foundation that I actually thought I was going to finish up like months ago, which is why I purchased that NARS foundation like 3 months ago or something like that. Because I thought I was going to have this finished like midsummer. And then I stopped using it during the summer and was basically just using tinted foundation throughout the summer. So this took a lot longer to finish than I thought it would, but this is gone now. And my Galactic lip gloss, which is what I had added into this lip mask to create that lip like glossy shade. It was a really, really beautiful red. I honestly kind of regret adding it into my See Me lip mask for that Pan palette gloss that I created, just because I think the original shade was just so much prettier on me. But who knows, maybe I'll get it again in the future. But this is done, so that's another 2 points in makeup. I finished up my Stila Black eyeliner. This I basically just kept using until it was like dried up and not really working anymore. So this was another 2 points. And then I also finished up my Kosas Airbrow. This was just a mini, so that was 1 point. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7 points in makeup. I had 16 points in makeup last month, so that brought me to 23 points in makeup. So all in all, at the end of the month, before I go into all the stuff that I bought, I had 23 points in makeup, 33.5 points in skin, and negative 34 points in body. So I was going to transfer all my makeup and my skincare points into body care to kind of balance things out. So once I do that, I have a positive balance of 22.5 points in body care, which would have been great. 0 points makeup, 0 points skin. Just real quick, these don't count for points, but I did finish a hairspray. I don't know why I blanked on that word. I finished a hairspray. I finished my wave spray, which I'm probably going to keep this packaging and maybe make like my own like homemade wave spray with like sea salt. And then I also finished an Olaplex hair mask. Now I'm going to get into where I screwed up. So I think it started with Bath & Body Works. So my best friend hosted a baby shower for me like mid-October. So all of this happened in the span of like a couple of weeks. And I wanted to get her something nice to thank her for hosting the baby shower for me. And I know she loves Bath & Body Works. So I went to Bath & Body Works kind of thinking I'd get her like a candle or something. And I was looking around and the salespeople were salespeopling, of course. And I ended up just asking her, like, what kind of stuff she likes because I was just at a loss. I was so overwhelmed with the amount of people there. The fact that the salesperson kept following me and, like, shoving candles into my face, asking me to smell them. I had just gotten off of work, so I'd already had a long day, and I was just getting overwhelmed and overstimulated. And then I'm seeing all this stuff that I want to, and I'm like, no, I came in here for one thing, like, just what does she like? So I asked her what she likes, and she told me she loves the stress relief body wash that they have, like the eucalyptus and spearmint line or anything. So I said, okay. And they were having like a buy however many, get some free kind of special. So I ended up getting her like 3 products from that line. She doesn't like the lotion. The lotion breaks her out, but she loves the body wash. So I got her like 2 different kinds of body wash and like a room spray. And then with the free gift that I got with it, I ended up getting strawberry pound cake fragrance for myself. And that should have been where it ended. It wasn't. I ended up buying a bunch of hand soaps while I was there too. because they were having like a 5 for 25 or something sale. I don't know. Um, a lot of which were also gifts. I think I gave one to my friend. Um, I got some for some other people for like Hanukkah to save. And then I kept some for the house for myself, which, I didn't see as a problem because like it's hand soap, it's going to get used and it's not like a for me specifically. It was mostly for me, but like we're all going to use the hand soap. So I got that. Um, and then I got a wallflower, like one of those little fragrance diffusers, which I know this doesn't count into my low buy or anything, but it was just one thing that I bought. I got one as a gift, and they were having like a 5 for 25 on the wallflower fragrances as well. And there were so many that I was like, oh, these are so nice. But I only found a few scents that I thought like, that I knew for sure the person I was purchasing it for would like. But I wanted to get to the 5 to get the sale, which was dumb. So then I ended up purchasing a wallflower for myself. And I got the one that I thought both me and my husband would like. And he does really like it. So like I went in there to buy one thing. And I ended up coming out with like gifts for other people and then extra stuff for myself. And this was on sale. So in addition to the strawberry pound cake fragrance that I got for free as a free gift with purchase, I also purchased the blueberry bundt cake fragrance, which is like the blueberry version of the strawberry pound cake. And it was like $8. I don't know what it originally is, like 18, which is ridiculous, honestly. $8 is a much more reasonable price for something like this. But that's, I purchased this and it's the body care category. So that's 4 points out of my balance. Okay. It's not too bad. I would have had 22 points, right? Well, that's where it started. Okay. And then because it was Halloween, I kept getting these advertisements for Twisted Allure, which is a like indie body care brand that I've been wanting to purchase for like 2 years now. I think I first discovered them probably about 2 years ago. And I could just never justify it. Not that this time was a justifiable reason for me to buy it, but I just kept getting the advertisements for it. And I think I've just been getting worn down this year. Like I've said in all my previous updates, it's just been one thing after another. My finances are a total mess right now after my cat's emergency surgery, which is more of a reason for me to be like disciplined. But I think the stress just got to me and I'm like, I just want to get something nice for myself before the baby comes, before like I don't have the time or the money. Not that I had the money this time anyway, to like get something nice for myself. And I think I did the same thing with Leo, actually. Like it was all drugstore stuff, but I'm pretty sure when my son was born, like before I had him, I went to like Target and I got a bunch of like lotions and body washes to last me through my maternity leave so that I could just focus on just like being there for him, but still having like some nice self-care items to like get me through the postpartum period. So like logically it makes sense, but at the same time I didn't need anything. Like I already had a bunch of like lotions, and I had just purchased a few months back those like 3 giant native body washes. So I had plenty of body wash to get me through postpartum. But I think I was just craving something. Like I was just craving something new, something to purchase, something indulgent that I could use after the baby comes and just feel nice and good about myself. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the thought process is. All I know is I placed an order for Twisted Allure. And if you don't know what Twisted Allure is, it's like this indie Bath and Body brand that has a bunch of like super fun scents. that's all like creepy cute themed. Like it's kind of like cutesy horror, which I'll show you in a second, which just is totally my aesthetic. Like it's funny though, because I'm not really so much into horror movies anymore. I used to be a huge horror movie buff. Um, and then at some point, and I think it was after my son was born, like the gore started bothering me, and I'd start to imagine like these horrible situations where like I was the person in the movie and I'd get like brutally murdered, and then like my son would find me, and it's just this whole stupid thing. But you get anxious after you have a kid, like, I don't know. So, like, I haven't been watching horror movies as much. Like, I still really like the paranormal stuff. Paranormal's always been, like, my thing when it comes to, like, ghosts and demons and, like, things like that. Um, I've always loved those kind of horror movies way more than just gore fests. Like, I was never really into gore fests, but they didn't bother me as much as they do now. So, like, I haven't even been watching horror movies that much because they're not appropriate for me to watch around my son. Like, it would obviously give him nightmares probably for the rest of his life. Um, but like the cutesy, adorable, like pastel goth kind of horror themed products are like totally up my alley still. And that's what Twisted Allure is about. So I placed an order with them. And very quickly, I came to regret it. And I was like, I shouldn't have done that. Like, why did I do that? Why did I buy so much? I bought enough body wash out of these things that I'm going to tell you about to last me like a year and a half. Which I know isn't like crazy, but the fact that like I'm trying to get my debt from my cat's emergency surgery down to a reasonable level before I have my kid, and I'm spending money on like body wash, stockpiling body wash to last me a year and a half is dumb. Like, it's honestly really dumb. And it's like specialty themed body wash that is pretty expensive. Like, Twisted Allure is not cheap. So I was honestly gonna return most of it. I was like, you know what? I'll keep a couple of items. I think I'm gonna send the majority of it back though, because this is dumb. Like, why am I doing this? I need to focus on getting my debt down and not just letting my affit switch flip and go crazy on stuff. Of course, they don't accept returns, so I'm kind of out of luck there. But this is what I bought. I ended up buying, what, 13 full-size items from Twisted Allure. And I had a 25% off code, so that helped quite a bit with the cost. And I think that's kind of what pushed me over the edge a little bit. But it was still dumb. So, what did I get? I got the Death by Sprinkles body wash, which is like a cake batter scent. It smells really nice. But honestly, it doesn't... It's like a kind of small 9-ounce bottle. The smell isn't so phenomenal that I think I would justify like spending the kind of money that this cost on it again when I can get a regular body wash for like $5. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like, it's a nice scent and I like it and I love the theme and I love the color and whatever, but full price, this is like a $15 body wash. I got 25% off of it. I can't say it's worth $15. I think it would be a cute gift, but when you're buying stuff for yourself, like if you're gonna spend the extra money on something novelty, I don't know if this is it. Nice scent though. I got Creepy Caramel Apple Body Wash. This one's really nice as well. It smells like caramel apples, but again, don't know if it's worth the cost. Mean Ghouls, which honestly I didn't even like the scent that much. I used it once. I used it for a bubble bath. And it's supposed to be like strawberry cupcakes and buttercream, but there's kind of a weird chemical-y scent to it that I'm not super impressed with. Like, I thought it was going to smell really yummy, and there's something about it that just smells off. So it's not really my scent, but somebody else wanted to try it. So I was actually going to send this to somebody else. They asked to buy it from me. They knew I had used it once, but it was still mostly full. So I was like, yeah, I can send it to you if you want to try it. But that ended up falling through. So I was almost going to not have this one, but it looks like this one is being kept. So that's fine. Corpse Kitty. This one's actually really nice. This is like a Gumball Sugar body wash. I like this one a lot too. Still didn't blow me away, but I do like it a lot. So far out of those 4, there's only one that I was really like, that's not for me. Pieces of Unicorn. This is a cotton candy scent. This one I also really like, but the scent isn't quite as strong as I would have imagined it being for a $15 body wash. So, again, meh. Like, I shouldn't have bought it. The only one that honestly totally blew me away was Brain Dead. This is a Fruity Pebbles scent, which is one that you don't really see very often. I can't think of any other company that has Fruity Pebbles scented body wash, and the scent on this one is actually like phenomenal. Like, I smell it pretty strongly. I love this one. This one I think is worth the price for me personally, but the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 body washes that I got from them, they are nice, most of them. The Mean Ghouls just isn't for me, but they are nice. They're just not, they're not $15 for a body wash nice. But that's not all I got. I also got 4 whipped soaps, which is basically a different version of body wash. I got Apple Spider Donut. This one is another one that totally blew me away. It's like this whipped soap. So I think if I'm going to purchase from them in the future, I'd probably get the whipped soaps over the body washes. Apple Spider Donut is like an apple cider flavor / scent. And I love this. This one is phenomenal. This one was worth the price. So is Creepsicle. Creepsicle is probably my favorite scent. This is Orange Cream Popsicle, and it's so good. Again, this was worth the price. I'm not really mad that I spent my money on this, aside from the fact that I didn't need it. So that's now 3 products that I think were totally worth it. Clown Blood is another one. Phenomenal scent. And I don't know if it's just the formula. If whipped soap is just a much better formula than the body wash. I feel like the body wash is a lot more subtle. And you also get more of like the cute aesthetic on the whipped soaps. So I think going forward, if I ever purchase from them again, I'll probably get the whipped soaps more because most of these were a hit. The only one that I wasn't a major fan of was the Creepy Caramel Apple whipped soap, which I already have the body wash for. The scent on this one, it is really nice. I think it's a little bit stronger than the body wash, but it's still not quite there, if that makes sense. So that was another 4 items that I got. And still not all. I got a scented lotion in Creepsicle. This is another one that is phenomenal. I love this. But I didn't need lotion. I'm going to go ahead and just insert a picture real quick of how many lotions I had at the beginning of the year. I had a ridiculous amount of lotions at the beginning of the year. I have cut that number down quite a bit with my low buy. I think I only have about half of what you saw in that picture left, but that's still a lot of lotion. I didn't need another lotion. Like, yes, it's a really cute, adorable lotion in a scent that is absolutely phenomenal. But like, and I think what's making me more mad about this too is the fact that I spent so much money on all of this stuff and there's only a handful of items from here that I really think were worth the cost. Everything else is just kind of like, okay, it's nice, but like, did I really need to spend that kind of money on it? Um, and then I have 2 more items that I bought. I bought 2 body sprays. I bought the Brain Dead body spray, which is the Fruity Pebbles like scented one, which again, this scent is really good. So I don't think it was a waste of money. I just don't think I needed it. This one I'm disappointed in. Sugar Spun Webs. It's supposed to be like a frosted vanilla and sugar crystal scent. And I actually emailed them about this because I'm like, I don't know if this is right. Like, I'm spraying it on myself and I'm getting like a slightly hint. I'm getting like a hint of something sweet, but mostly it just smells like a musty cellar, which kind of plays into the theme of spider webs, but it's not what was listed on there. So like, I'm like, this can't be right. Is this right? So I actually emailed them and they said that they would exchange it for me, but I'm still waiting to hear back. Like they were like, oh yeah, just like, we'll send you a return label. And I said, okay. And then they never responded. And I'm like, so are you going to send me the return label? Like, what do I need to do to initiate the return? They're like, oh yeah, we're going to send it to you. And it's been several days since that email and I haven't gotten anything else either. So like, customer service side of things too, it's sort of like, all right. So yeah, that was everything I bought from Twisted Allure. That is 13 items. Out of the 13 items, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items that I think in different circumstances would have been well worth the money. They're really fun. The scents are phenomenal. They're just a great product. And the other 7, no, I'll say 5 of them are like middle of the road. They're nice and I do like them. I think they would still make good gifts. They're just not so blow me away that spending $15, $16, $17 per item on them, I personally think is worth it. And then there's 2 items that just straight up kind of disappointed me. The Mean Ghouls one, I don't know if it's just me, but it's something about the scent, it just didn't hit. And this one I think is honestly just bad. So maybe the original scent for this is really nice, but so far I have a dud and they said that they would exchange it for me and they haven't. So I feel like the majority of this order was a waste of money. So if they had a return policy where I could return the items that I was just like, yeah, this isn't going to work, I would probably keep less than half of what I ordered. But they don't. Instead, they have a de-stash group that weirdly was created by the owner, which I thought was kind of odd, where like people can go on there and like sell the items that they don't want. And it is kind of a way, because when you're buying scented products online, you really don't know what you're getting. Like you can read the description and be like, oh yeah, that sounds perfect for me. But you never really know until you get it if what you're imagining is actually what you're getting. So like it makes sense to have like a group like that where people can like swap items for different items and try different things out, maybe find like discontinued scents that they're not doing anymore. I just think it's a little weird that it's run by the owner and the owner doesn't accept returns. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion. Maybe I'm just salty that I spent so much money on stuff that I didn't need. I don't know, but I think it just goes to show that like the things that you're buying in your head, oftentimes, especially if you're buying them just to make yourself feel better, I feel like oftentimes they're not going to live up to the expectations that you have. Like they're not going to change your life. They're not going to change your shower routine. They're not going to change your bath routine. They're not going to really make you that much happier. So in a way, that was a good reminder of that. Like, yeah, I have a few products that I really, really like now, but I already had other products that I also really liked. Like maybe not in super fun scents with like cute, creepy horror themes, but like, at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. Like, it literally doesn't matter. At the end of the day, like, the item that you're buying is probably never going to live up to the expectations that you're putting on it. And really, it's just another item. Like, it's just another body wash that might make shower time a little bit more fun and quirky. But it's a body wash. It cleans your skin. Like, do you really need more than that? The answer is no. And logically, I know that. But addictions aren't easy to overcome, and I made a stupid mistake. And I wish I could say that it stopped there, but it didn't. While I was researching Twisted Allure to see what people had to say about it, and unfortunately a lot of people kind of said something similar to me, that some of the items are really, really great and well worth the cost, but most of the items are kind of middle of the road meh with like cute themes. And one person that was disappointed with Twisted Allure that I found on Reddit recommended this shop called The Body Grim. It's an Etsy shop. She was like, this shop is phenomenal. It's not exactly the same vibe. It's more like gothic Victorian. But if you like themed and gothy kind of bath stuff, you'll probably really like this shop. So I checked them out, and instantly I absolutely fell in love with the soaps that they had, because they have these like phenomenally crafted, beautiful soaps for like $8. Something like, for what you're getting, seemingly really cheap. So I ended up actually placing an order mostly for gifts for Hanukkah for like some of my friends. And the guy actually reached out to me, and I guess they have like a weird thing on Etsy where like he can't put in that you get free shipping over a certain amount. It's either free shipping on the item or it's not. So he actually reached out to me proactively to be like, hey, I see you're above like the minimum order limit that I have for free shipping. Let me go ahead and refund you the shipping cost, which I was really impressed with. And then he ended up having like a sale a couple of days later, and I let my FOMO kick in, and I placed another order for some items for myself, which this order I'm not actually as disappointed as I am in the Twisted Allure order, just because the items are actually, all of them are completely phenomenal, and the pricing was a lot more reasonable than Twisted Allure. So I will absolutely go back to him in the future to buy more items. I just think it was stupid of me to do it right now. I should have just kept it at the gifts and gone back like later on when I actually needed something, but I didn't. I was like, oh, well, I already spent money at Twisted Allure, so why don't I just spend more money? So this is what I got. I got 2 soaps for myself, which I love. These are so good. So I have this one, which is called Corpse Freshener, I believe, which is like a beautiful, sweet maraschino cherry scent. And if you look at that soap, like, that is amazing. For $8, I can't wait to use this. Like, this is what drew me in, was like these. And I got a bunch for gifts for other people, which I don't regret doing that. And if I had kept it to like 1 for myself, it would have been fine, but that's not what I did. I got all of this Twisted Allure stuff, and then I bought this for myself. And then I bought another one. This like super cool bat one, which is a little bit more of like a spicy, like unisex kind of scent, which I didn't need. Like, I already bought freaking 26 items at Twisted Allure. Not actually, but you know what I mean. I bought the Corpse Freshener, same scent as this, in the body wash, which again, for this much product, very reasonable price. I love the aesthetic, and I didn't use this body wash yet, but I used another body wash that I got, and you need like the tiniest little bit. This is gonna last me forever. Like, if I exclusively bought body wash from this guy going forward, I would always have super fun themed body washes that smell phenomenal and work really well, and I wouldn't be breaking the bank on it. So I'm definitely going to keep this guy in mind. The lesson here is just that I didn't need it right now. Like, I could have waited until I needed body wash and then been like, okay, you know what? I'm going to get this really nice one. This is the one that I use. So this is Draconis Sanguis body wash. This is in the Dragon's Blood scent. Phenomenal. This is the one I used. I love this one. It smells so good. It's just like Dragon's Blood incense. I used like the tiniest little bit on my entire body, and it washed my entire body and made me feel like moisturized and cleaned afterwards. Like, this one was really good. And then I also got Sacred Spice, which is another like spicy kind of scent, which I haven't used yet. What are the notes in this? Clove, tobacco, cinnamon, and vanilla. I actually got a soap from one of my friends in this scent originally. Oh my god, I'm actually missing one. So originally I got a soap in that scent for one of my friends as a gift. And then I added in a travel size body wash for me in this scent, which I don't know where that is right now. It must be downstairs, but it's like a little 4-ounce one, where this is, I don't know what ounceage this is. I think this is 16. This is a lot bigger. And then when I went back and placed the order, I was like, oh, I don't want to run out of this one specific scent when I have all these other body washes. So why don't I get the giant one too? So I ended up buying 2 soaps and 3 full-size body washes from the Body Grim on Etsy, which, you know, I can honestly say I was super impressed with. They are absolutely a shop that I will go and purchase again in the future. The fact of the matter is, I should have waited. Like, I did not need to put money on my credit card to buy 5 more different items to wash my body with when I already had 3 in the shower, and I had just placed an order for Twisted Allure for all these other body washes. And I think part of my logic too, which was completely flawed, was the fact that I'm like, oh, I just bought all of these like super fruity, like cutesy scents, which like I really like and I really enjoy, but we're moving into winter. So what if I want like the more like spicy, like warm kind of scents? So I need some of those to like balance out the other ones. No, I don't. No, I don't. And like, I don't know if this guy accepts returns or not. I didn't even check because I was so impressed with him that like I'm completely okay with him keeping my money. It was the Twisted Allure that I was just kind of like, this was dumb. So all in all, I ended up purchasing 13 full-size items from Twisted Allure, which at 4 points per item, that is 52 points out of my bank. After transferring the points from my makeup and skincare, I had 22.5. So I'm already back in the negative. And then with the Bath and Body Works spray that I had gotten, that's another 4 points. And then I got 5 full size and 1 travel size item from the Body Grim. That's another 22 points. So at the end of the day, I am back down to negative 55.5 points in my body care bank, which I'm not happy about. Like, I really thought I was going to be super close to getting out of the negative for that, and now I have to use up like what, 26, 27 products before the end of the year to get back into a positive balance for that. Not to mention the fact that I put more money on my credit card to get all this stuff. And I was honestly really dreading filming this update because of that. Like, I was so worried that I was going to disappoint people, but you know, I need to hold myself accountable for when I do stuff like this. And I think it is helpful to some people to see that it's not a straight path. Like, you're going to have mess ups throughout the year. If you do it for 1 year, if you do it for multiple years, you're going to have setbacks. And it's about how you tackle them, I think, and how you move forward. That is important. Which is why I'm going to share the next thing with you. I actually didn't stop there originally. There's a third indie like body care brand that I've been wanting to try. It's called the House of Glory. They were another one that was recommended on Reddit. And they specialize in like these pumpkin body butters that's like sound like they would be phenomenal. And of course, if I got all these body washes and all these soaps, then I have to get body butters to go with it. So I originally placed an order for a couple of body butters, a scrub, and some additional gifts for some other people that I had already purchased gifts for. And I think that's when it clicked that I was just being absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why it took that long, but I reached out to them and I asked if I can cancel. And I do plan on buying from them in the future. Like, it does look like a brand that I would really like. And they do have like a sample box that they send out free shipping that you can pick like a handful of fragrance samples, because their whole thing is like these handmade fragrances that you can either get in a perfume or mix into like body butters and body scrubs and things like that. So like, if I really wanted to try them, I honestly should have just gotten the sample box, because it's like $15 and you get a bunch of samples of like unscented products with like your pick of the samples for like the scents, so you can figure out like what formulas you like and what scents that you like, and like go from there to purchase full size products. And it's free shipping on that, so like it makes sense. I didn't do that. I just bought a bunch of like body butters and scrubs and scents that I thought sounded good. And then I realized how ridiculous I was being, and I reached out to them and I asked them to cancel, and they were very accommodating about it. They canceled it right away, and I got my refund a couple of days later. And I'm really glad that I did that, because I'm sure I would have liked those products, but like I said, with all this other stuff, I don't need it right now. I already have so many lotions. I don't need more scented lotions. Like, I don't. So I am going to do my best to use up just as much stuff as I can in the next 2 months before December 31st comes around. I'll probably transfer any makeup and skincare empties that I have back into my body care bank again. And I have kind of resolved myself to not purchasing, and this is going to be hard. This is going to be hard. I've resolved myself to not purchasing a thing that is unnecessary until December 26th, which is the day after Christmas, and Hanukkah. Hanukkah falls on Christmas this year. And that doesn't just include like these low-buy like body care and like skincare, makeup kind of stuff. This is anything, because I think I've just gotten to a point where I'm starting to use shopping to self-soothe again. So like I'm going to be purchasing from here on out essentials, and like after my second baby shower, because as bougie as that sounds, a lot of my coworkers decided that instead of coming to my main baby shower, they wanted to do like a separate, smaller one after that. So I'm actually doing a second baby shower with my coworkers only. Um, After that, if there are baby items that I actually really and truly need, I will get them at that point. But I can't think of anything that I would, because I already have a bunch of wipes. I have enough clothes to last her at least the first 6 months. All the major stuff, like a crib and a high chair, things like that, stroller, car seat, I already had from Leo, because we had an infant car seat for Leo that he's obviously not using anymore, so we're just going to use that for the first few months of her life. All the major big ticket items we kept from Leo, so we didn't need that. What we mostly needed was like little here and there things, and like diapers, wipes, and formula. I already bought a good handful of formula, so I know formula goes fast. When I get my completion discount through Amazon, they have a couple of bulk boxes of like Enfamil formula that I'm going to be able to get for 15% off. I'll probably get at least one of those, but those are expensive. Like the bulk boxes are like $400. Formula is very expensive, and I wasn't able to produce milk with Leo, so we ended up needing formula, which I wasn't planning on. So I want to make sure I'm prepared this time around. And even if it's different this time around, even if for some reason I can produce milk this time and I couldn't the first time, I'm going to be going back to work, working like 10, 11-hour days after I have the baby. I'm not going to have time to breastfeed. Like, it's going to be very different this time around. So I'm probably going to supplement with breastfeeding, like when I'm home, if I'm able to, but for the most part, we're going to be relying on formula this time. So I want to make sure that we don't run out of that, because that's a big expense. So I'll probably get at least one of those bulk boxes. There's not really any other baby items that I can think of that we need. Even the hospital gives you newborn diapers when you leave. So like, even though I don't have any newborn and size 1 diapers right now, everybody got me the bigger sizes, which is great, because that's usually what you end up needing for the longest. If after this baby shower we don't have like newborn or size 1 diapers, which I imagine at least somebody's gonna get for me, maybe I'll buy a box of each. And then that's it. Like, I don't need to be stocking up on baby items just to hit the dopamine switch of buying something, is my point. I'm not going to be buying any new clothes because I don't need anything right now. I bought 3 pairs of maternity pants, all of which were for work. And they've been basically exclusively what I've been wearing throughout the week. And it is a little annoying to only have enough for like 3 days before I have to do laundry. But I can just do laundry. Like, I don't need to buy more maternity pants just for me to wear them for 2 months and then never have to use them again, because this is going to be our last kid. Going out to eat, like, that's a big weakness of mine, especially now that I'm pregnant and I'm like been craving stuff. I'm not going to be doing that. If it's the only way that I can meet up with like a friend or something, I will budget for it ahead of time. But when it comes down to like me just being like, oh, I'm craving Chinese food, and just ordering Chinese food instead of eating something at home, I'm not going to be doing that. So basically, long story short, I'm going to be doing like a month and a half, almost 2 month long complete no buy. of anything that isn't really essential to me or my family. And that's going to be really hard, but I think it's kind of the detox that I might need to stop myself from doing stuff. Now, what I'm really hoping doesn't happen is I'm hoping it doesn't make me so crazy that at the end of that I binge, because that does happen sometimes, but I think what I really need is just a detox, not like a super long one, but one that's just long enough that it just starts to make me think a little bit more. So yeah, that was my month. It was not a good month. I also had some extra items that came in for free. Most of these are from work, but the Body Grip, that Etsy shop, actually sent me 2 additional little skull-shaped soaps for free, which are adorable. And I will definitely end up using those. And then the rest of this was from work. So we're doing renovations. We're doing renovations at work right now. And right before they shut down for the renovations, they like cleared out a bunch of old stuff and they put it all on the break room for people to take a look at. Most of this was just like testers. And some of it was testers that I would absolutely not touch. Like lip testers, like, no, that's gross. But there was some stuff that was just there for you to like see how it looked or smelled. So like these exfoliating sugar cubes, I put them in a bag because the glass jar that they were in were kind of hard to get out of. But I got some exfoliating sugar cubes for in the bath. Those are free. I got a scrub and body butter that like people mostly hadn't really messed with. It was really just there to like see how it smelled. These were free. I got a milk bath, which again, nobody's going to be actually using milk bath in the spa. It's just to kind of see how it smells. So that was free. I got a hand cream. People might have been using this, but it's like, I'm not worried about hand cream harboring anything crazy. A soap, which obviously has not been used. It was just there to kind of see how it looked / smells. And then I got 2 makeup items. Now, these were not testers. These were actually from the makeup artist's like professional kit. So obviously everything's like sanitized, and when they use it, say for like the pot concealer, they don't like take it out of the pot and then they use a brush and apply it. And with like eye pencils like this, pretty much every time they use it, they sharpen it and then they sanitize it so there's nothing left on there. So like these I felt fairly comfortable taking. They're just not doing makeup anymore at the spa, so they were giving away like the professional kit. It was all like the spas provided makeup. Basically the makeup artist would just use the kit that was there essentially, so it's not like this was her personal stuff. So I grabbed these, and then also a Kevyn Aucoin lip gloss that had not been used, which I can't find. I think it might be in my purse or something. So I got a bunch of free stuff this month too. So there was so much movement this month, and I would say some of it was good, but a lot of it was definitely not good. I need to stick to this no buy. This low buy is officially turning into a no buy on everything. Makeup, not makeup, beauty, not beauty, like pretty much literally everything that is not essential, because I need to get my shit together. And that's going to end the day after Christmas and Hanukkah. Well, Hanukkah doesn't end until January, but you get what I'm saying. But that is everything, you guys. I just wanted to come clean about it. I don't want to beat myself up too much about it, but I need to understand that it is a problem and it does affect things when I screw up. But I also need to understand that screw ups are periodically going to happen, because that's just life. So I wanted to share. So hopefully hopefully me being honest helps somebody out there with like not beating themselves up too much, because it is really an up and down roller coaster. But next month, you guys, I'm gonna kick my ass in a gear. This month, really, because it's November 1st now. November 2nd. It's November 2nd now. I've been sick for a week. Like, everything is a daze at this point. But anyway, thank you so much for watching and staying this long and listening to my extraordinarily long rant about this. But I will see you in the next one. You guys, thank you so much for watching and listening to my awful frog voice right now. And I love you. Thank you so much. Okay, bye.